If you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing to the channel. When you do, make sure you hit the notification bell. That means that you will be informed of when a new video has been released. If you would like to take that support one step further, you can do that via Patreon, which is an optional monthly service. You can donate money towards the channel, or you can go over to Ko-fi.com, and for the price of a coffee you can help donate towards the channel as well. Links for all of those will be in the description of the video, and without further ado, enjoy the video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching another SIL interview on the channel. Breaking news, I suppose, coming from the reserve leagues in the SIL, and I'm joined by the man who is at the centre of that headline, Alex Muckle, who has taken over as Henley Reserves manager. Alex, welcome along. How are you doing, mate? You well?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. How have you been adjusting to life in lockdown and without football before we kind of get into the breaking news, so to speak?
It's not been too different really to what I normally do. With my work, I'm still working, so
right.
That's not changed. Probably the only difference is having the kids home all the time. A lot earlier than the summer holiday, so that's probably been the only difference, to be honest.
Definitely. You've been missing football much?
Yeah, I think anyone that is, does the job that I do, and it's something that is not just a one-day thing. It's not just a Saturday thing. So it's something that takes over quite a bit. So yeah, it is something that I'm missing quite a lot, and missing the banter and everything on a Saturday as well.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get into the news then. It was confirmed a couple of days ago that you had decided to step away from the Ransomes role. And then within a very brief period of time, it was then announced that you were now the Henley manager, or reserve manager. Let's put the reserve on that before the main two start getting a bit. So first of all, before we kind of get into Ransomes, just talk to me your initial feeling on taking over at Henley Reserves. How are you feeling about that appointment?
Yeah, I'm excited. As to say, they were in our league last season, so I'd seen them play. Mm-hmm. Obviously, seen the results coming through and seen that they were thereabouts at the top of the league. So I'm excited to go in there and work with the group that are there already. Obviously, the management side of it, the assistant's staying on with me, which is good. He'll know the lads probably a little bit more than I do. I know a few of them already. Hopefully bring some other players in there as well and get a nice mix of old and new, and try and push that a little bit further, and try and keep to the top half of the whatever league that we will be in. Obviously, nothing's been confirmed yet. So
no. I think we've all we've seen the provisional sheet, myself included. I've had it sent to me by numerous people. It looks as if both Ransomes Reserves and Henley Reserves will be playing in the A-League next season. Obviously, that's still yet to be confirmed. But for yourself, let's just kind of reflect on your time at Ransomes Reserves. How do you look back at that time? Because we've had various conversations when we've been watching matches together on the sideline, and the boys that you kind of bring along that are there with you. You seem to have a real connection and a strong group of lads that kind of were, I'd say, more like brothers, really. It kind of felt that way. So feelings about leaving the club, how are you kind of reflecting on your time, whether you've not really had as much time to process it?
I have. It's when I first made the decision, sitting there, not being funny, I was sat there at work. I was on a 12-hour night shift, so I had a lot of time to reflect over it.
Right.
And it wasn't a decision that I took lightly, not at all, because the lads that are there are a great bunch of lads. They've done themselves proud, they've done the club proud with the achieving, as I say, winning into C. Also, the way they played the half of the season that we played, they should be very, very proud of them. I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
Because you do. I think you have to have that connection. If you don't have that connection as a manager, they probably won't listen to you.
It's an uphill battle, isn't it?
Yeah, I try with a lot of them. They would come to to my house, they'd come to barbecues at my house. We'd go out on nights out and stuff like that. So there was that friendship as well, not just turning up on a Saturday and me being a manager.
Yeah.
So that's where I think other people have noticed that connection there.
Yeah.
A few of the lads I've known for quite a while, being at various different clubs, playing and managing. So yeah, it was a bit upsetting, but it was a decision that I had to make. Best for myself and best for Ransomes as well, I think.
Okay. I mean, obviously, the last season that we've just had, the club, from a reserve perspective, was unbeaten in the league. That must be a record that you're extremely proud of.
Yeah, very much so. When I originally took over with Chris Collins, we both came over from IVR. Ransomes weren't doing great. First team obviously wasn't in a great position. The reserves wasn't in a great position.
Yeah.
We initially went in to kind of stabilise, really. So to make sure that we had a team built in there that would either compete that season or the season afterwards. But we went in kind of run in and won the league, which was brilliant. A few of the lads that were there that season left. So I had to slightly rebuild again.
Right.
But the boys that came in slotted straight in. And you saw that last season, We had, George Ablett came in last season. Very good player. Played at a very good level at Wanderers. He was their first team for quite a bit. He came in, banging goals in left, right and centre. I think if you look at the stats, he was actually top scorer in all leagues.
Right.
Yeah. So he was doing really well. Connor Morley, we had playing for us as well. It was his first season for men's football.
Yeah.
But he came in really well on that, and you can see the quality that he had. Liam Ablett, I had the season before. Obviously, George's brother. So there's that family connection there, which was good. But a lot of the young lads have grown up and played football together, which I think suited Ransomes.
Yeah.
And suited our style. But yeah, I wish last season would have finished so we could have shown exactly what we were kind of capable of.
Yeah.
Especially being unbeaten as well. That would have been nice to finish the season unbeaten.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously that part of your career has kind of come to an end then. Do you think it was the best time for you and the club for that to particularly happen? Because, looking from the outside, it would be, the boys are unbeaten. There's that strength and there's that unity. Why move? Do you know what I mean? There is going to be people kind of asking that question.
Yeah. It was a decision made. The club wanted to go down a certain route. And with my style of management and how I manage, I didn't think it was right for me.
Okay.
I could have, as I say, stayed on, but that wouldn't have been right for the club. Every club that I go to, I put 100% in.
Right.
And if I'm not going to put 100% in, if I don't agree with something or I don't think it's right, I'm not saying it's not right.
No, of course
but
not.
if I'm not putting 100% in, that's not fair on the players that are playing on a Saturday, and that's not fair for the club. So I made the decision to come away. So it wasn't taken lightly. Made the decision to come away and look at other opportunities. Spoke to several different clubs, but I thought Henley would be the right move for me.
Sure. Now, was there any temptation to move into a first team manager's role if anything like that was available? Because reserves football is very I can't even begin to think how you'd go about running a reserve team that sometimes you might not even know who's going to be there. And then the first team may need players. And then all of a sudden you're then, you're then losing a couple. Like, what is it about reserve team football that, and particularly in Henley's case, that you thought this is the right club for me? This is the right move?
Because I think that any of the youthful players that I have come in are going to be able to progress. They're going to be able to enjoy their football. As I say, they've seen a few of them that may come. Even outsiders will see how I run a team. Yes, I want to win, but I want to do it having fun as well.
Yeah.
The first team that Henley have are a very good first team.
Very good first team. Very good.
As I say, I think they probably would have finished second last season. So from the youthful side of it, they've got that opportunity to be involved in a club that is going to be at that high level. Yes, reserve team management is difficult. But if it's done right, if you do it right between the first team and the reserves, it will be fine.
Yeah.
We kind of showed that last season. Deeks had a regular side last season, regular players. And if you've got that, it doesn't really affect your reserves.
Right.
You're going to have maybe 1 or 2 games through the season when they go, we've got a couple of players out injured, can we have a couple?
Yeah.
But it also works the other way around as well. Sometimes you may have a couple of players that need minutes.
Yeah.
So then I have that problem of I've got too many players.
Yeah.
Instead of not enough.
Yeah.
But as long as people know that, as long as whoever's playing for a reserve side, you explain it to them and they're happy to do it, then I don't see what the problem is. But yeah, it's interesting sometimes. Yeah,
definitely. And I suppose from a reserve point, I'm maybe thinking forward to the next season now, whatever division, if they do decide that the A League is going to be where Henley Reserves end up, or whether or not it's the B League, whatever the case may be. From a reserve perspective, what kind of expectations have the club really set of you? Have they said, we want to be finishing in this position, or ideally we want this many players coming through to the first team? Because it depends on, I suppose, what club you're at as to what the ambitions are. Because I remember speaking to Leicester Reserve managers a couple of years ago, and they said, well, as long as we stay up, our main thing is to try and get as many people into the first team as possible. So, what have the club asked of you?
To be honest, they've not asked too much. Obviously, it's quite difficult because I'm a new manager going in there, so they can't really. I don't think they're going to expect me to go in there and, either do a complete overhaul or go in and, win the league straight off. Yes, we want to be competitive. I've turned around and said that if I'm running reserve side and we have a first team and they are both successful, that's what I want the club. I want the club to be successful, not just one side. Because I think especially as well with Henley is a very watched club. Social media and everything like that, they're very much a watched club. So having 2 sides that are successful is where I think is a good thing to be at. I think there's too many clubs, unfortunately, where your first team are really, really good, but the reserves are kind of left back a little bit and you don't really hear much about them.
Yeah.
Which I know is understandable because that is what a reserve team is there, is to support the first team.
Yeah.
But if you can have success in both, I think that's good, because then any player that does step up, they're at that level already.
Yeah.
So they can fit into that first team, and it's not someone that's got to go, well, they've got to get used to it. They're used to it already. So you want to be at the highest level with both sides, really. It's what I believe, anyway.
Definitely. I suppose my final kind of question I will ask of you, it's obviously been a horrible time for everyone.
Mm.
The past few months have been really, really difficult. I posed this question to Matthew, so I'll kind of ask you the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel now that because we don't have a definitive start date in mind for the upcoming season, do you think that's going to be an advantage to you, that you can then take a full assessment of a team and really, really look at where you want things to be going? Or are you kind of one of those people that, no, I just want to get straight into training, I want to get straight into match days, I want to get going right from the off, because it's difficult, isn't it, at the moment?
I'll be honest with you, it's 50-50, because you have that, especially going to a new club, you've got that excitement.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get in there, get to know the players that are there already. As I say, any new players coming in, you want to get them involved, so they're getting to know the new players as well.
Yeah.
I want to get to know my staff as well, and what they're about and what they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to do that when you can't, even if it was like, right, lads, we're having to get together in the park just to kick about, nothing serious, but just to get to know each other.
Yeah.
And you're unable to do that, it does hinder it a lot. And I think what is probably worrying a lot of managers is, yes, you can go out and do training. Yes, you can go out and do fitness and stuff like that. But those pre-season friendlies, I think, are quite crucial.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's when you can see a team. That's where you will see a team play and know what positions people can play. They can tell you, I could turn around and go to a club and go, I play up front.
Yeah.
But I can't play up front. I can't play up front. Where I could have a player come to me and tell me, so I played left midfield, but I may go and watch them in a game and go, actually, they'd probably be suited in that position.
Yeah.
I've done it to a couple of players before. Players have come to me and gone, I'm a centre-back. And I've moved them into the midfield. I've moved them in as a CDM, or I've moved them in the centre midfield, and they've done better there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good that I can get to know the players like this through video chats and stuff like that. But you need to be there in person, I think.
Yeah.
And having that not knowing, as you have people all the time. Are you up for a pre-season friendly? Yeah, I can pencil you in, but I don't quite know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly there.
And especially with the pitches as well, because a lot of the pitches that are played on are council pitches, and the council being very, very strict at the moment on what pitches are going to be opening and stuff like that. And
understandably,
that can cause a problem.
Yeah, this is it.
I'm quite lucky now that at Henley we won't have that problem. We can use our pitch, but I know a lot of clubs are going to have that problem. But then it affects other clubs because they can't all do pre-season friendlies. So
that's the thing, and you don't want to be playing all of your pre-season friendlies at home, do you? Because that has has an adverse effect on the pitch. B, the players get used to playing in one location all the time. Yeah. It has a chain reaction, doesn't it? Yeah. So
it's so 50-50 because it's it gives me time to speak to players that I want to come in. Yeah. That helps. It gives me time then. But as I say, on the other hand, I do want to get in there, and I do want to get training started, and I do want to get pre-season friendlies going as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But we will see, and hopefully something that will be decided soon. It needs to be. It needs to be, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, fingers crossed that we do have football back as soon as possible. Yes. I think I speak for myself when I am missing it so bloody much at the moment. And the more and more of these interviews I'm doing, and the more I'm talking to people, I'm just like, oh God, I really want to get back on the side of the pitch. I miss it. I didn't realise how much I'm missing it. This is just, like I said, the last couple of weeks has really just hit me how much I need it back in my life again. So fingers crossed. And I wish you all the best of luck for the upcoming season. Whenever that happens to start, I hope things at Henley go well. You've joined a very, very, very good club. Well run, fantastic people. So you're going to absolutely love it over there. As I said, I wish you all the best, mate.
Thank you.
Nice one. If you guys have enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of stuff. And until next time, adios.